Welcome in, everybody, to TB Sports 27, and we're getting ready for another, I don't know how we ended up on the West. We're getting ready for another exciting matchup here in the RXFL as we got the Dallas Desperados and the Vegas Firebirds in their first and only game here this season. Thanks for joining in. Let me do a quick mic check. We're sounding good. All right. So this is going to determine, this game, along with our Sacramento game, is going to determine just how many games we end up streaming with you guys. So here's how the scenario plays out for the Desperados. Like the game we just saw with the Mexico City Golden Eagles, the easiest situation here is if Dallas wins, they are in the postseason. Columbus is out. If Dallas loses, then we will stream Columbus versus Memphis, and if Columbus wins, both teams will be 9-7, and with both teams having split the head-to-head, the tiebreaker to determine who wins the division and who goes to the championship or who goes to the playoffs, it's going to come down to committee decision. The committee will get together much like they're going to do for the North, and they are going to decide. And if you look here in the National Conference, 2 spots remain. Either Tampa Bay or Atlanta is going to get one of those spots because they're in the South. And then the final spot is going to either Dallas or Columbus. So out of these 4 teams. So we're going to stream the Dallas game. We're going to stream the Atlanta game against the Memphis. Wait, they're playing Memphis, right? Who is Columbus playing? I don't know. I'll have to look at the schedule. But we're going to stream well, here, we'll just look at it for you, just so you guys know what is coming down the docket for you guys. So we could have as few as 3 games left here in Week 17, or we could have, up to 7 more games. And I'll kind of go down the schedule. I've kind of done it a little bit here, but we've done these 2 games already. Then we're going to do the Dallas game, where we got that here. We got Dallas and Vegas. That game is going to be next. And then we are going to stream Atlanta and Salt Lake City. That's who's playing there. And we are going to stream the Sacramento Redwoods. The Redwoods situation is as well, if you look at the American side of things, if the Redwoods win, they're in. They've been on quite the losing streak. And all they need to do is win 1 game, and they get that final spot. They'll move up. Nobody can catch them. If they lose a 6th consecutive game after being 8-2, we will stream like we did previously. We will do 3 streams of the Celtic Tigers, the Shamrocks, and the Beats, computer versus computer, in-game commentary, and that'll determine via the committee of those 4 teams who goes on to the postseason. So we got Dallas up next, then we got Atlanta, and then we got Sacramento. If Sacramento loses and if Dallas loses, we will stream 4 more games with you guys, all right? So how's that sound? Let's go ahead and jump into it here. And I appreciate you guys hanging in there while we're really trying to stream with OBS so we can start doing kind of some more of the on-screen stuff, and we can also kind of get the stream quality up a little bit because it's not the cleanest stream from the PS4. I have started to notice a lot more that PS5s are available, which is super nice in store, but I haven't gotten it yet. I have not gotten the PS5, and I will soon, but what I'm waiting on mostly is I want to finish off this season. I want to do a couple more seasons of the Denver Broncos franchise, and we just don't know yet if Madden 24 is going to be any good or not. We've been hearing, of course, like every Madden game, hit or miss stuff, whether the game's going to be good. Someone released the Chiefs MVP last season as a center, and his picture is not what he looks like at all. And I'll let you guys go online to seek that one out. But that's the kind of nervous optimism. I want to get the new Madden because there's so much new uniform stuff going on in the world of football, and it's just so many teams have introduced new uniforms and new looks and new colors, but it's hit or miss. That's why I've held off on Madden, because besides football, we can get the new MLB The Show, but again, that would kind of require us simulating or finishing up because we can't bring our save file over from Madden we can't do it from Madden at all, but we can't bring our save file over from MLB The Show. So our Tom Brady road to the show would have to kind of wrap up at that point, and same thing with the Arizona Diamondbacks. We would have to wrap that up and move on to something else. So those are all things to consider as well. I think NBA Playgrounds, we could transfer that game over and still play it comfortably. And WWE 2K, I think once we get through a year of universe mode, I'm kind of eyeing 2K24. So I would still play 2K22 for a little bit longer. Hockey is one I feel like we've only done one season, so I think that would pretty much be easy to kind of move some of the roster around to kind of mimic what we have with our Detroit Red Wings, and we can finish our season of the XHL, and I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to see that come back. So there's a lot of possibilities. So PS5 is a possibility as well. All that to be said, thanks for bearing with us. I just bought a brand new computer. We'll have to see if it's a good one. It's a mini PC, and I saw reviews from Metal Jesus on Facebook as well. I'll let you guys know the one I bought, and you guys can let me know if it's a good one. But a lot of good reviews, and for the most part, Metal Jesus had positive things to say about it. He said if you stream or if you play a game in 1080i, depending on the game, it can kind of slow down a little bit. But for the most part, it's a pretty strong computer. So it is the... If Amazon will actually let me see my order, it is the Ryzen 5 5600U with 16 gigabytes of RAM. So a lot of people have been saying good things about it. It's a mini computer, and hopefully that will allow us to maybe start doing some more OBS streaming and stuff of that nature. So keep the old fingers crossed, and yeah, we'll go from there. So if that doesn't work, then we send it back, and maybe we go PS5 next and just keep being a console streamer or go from there. But that's what we're looking at. So thanks again for tuning in, and we're going to go at it here. So Dallas and Las Vegas. And as we said, just like with the Firebirds, the easiest scenario is going to be, or not the Firebirds, the Golden Eagles, a win for Dallas, and you're in. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 situation here for the Dallas Desperados. There, you heard a little echo. I'm just doing a sound check. Just doing a little mic check ski here. Favre's going to give it to Chuck Muncie, who heads to the outside and doesn't get too far. Dallas going with the white at home, mainly as a contrast because the Firebirds like to wear the all-black unis here. As a Cardinals fan, I hate the new uniforms, but I love these ones. And so they're going with the white. So Arizona, my God. So Las Vegas can wear their all-black unis, although we have seen them in the white jersey before as well. But Dallas, they like to wear white at home, so it's a good fit as well. Favre to throw it now on 2nd down and 11. And that's going to be completed. And now we will take a brief look here at the rosters. So Dallas clinches the National East with a victory here. A loss here, and we will stream Memphis versus Columbus. And a Columbus victory coupled with a Dallas loss, it goes to the committee. And Henry takes it again. They're trying to make sure the committee doesn't get into this one. Huge pickup on the play. Hunter Henry. Vegas, of course, you saw their record. Finished with a bunch of losses. Disappointment for them, a team that we've mentioned, formerly the Omaha Firebirds, who had multiple terrible seasons in the Revolution League, and they thought they hit it big by picking up Aaron Rodgers and moving to Vegas, and right now Hunter Henry tearing them apart. After this, we're also going to stream some more basketball for you. We're going to wrap up week 5 of NBA Playgrounds as we got low battery. Oh no. So, and Chuck Muncie, we saw a lot of injuries come up in our previous game as well with Mexico City and St. Louis. So we'll see as Chuck Muncie, he looks to be in quite a bit of pain right now. That's a tough situation. So Muncie comes out. And who do we got as backup back there? Let me check my sheets. Number 22, that's Mark Ingram. That's not bad. There's the pump fake, and Ingram hits the juke. A leg breaker, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas Desperados. So Dallas strikes first, pretty easy, going right down the field. Hunter Henry, and then Mark Ingram, and it's good. Dallas 7, and it's only back spasm, so Muncie, that's good news as Dallas fans can breathe a sigh of relief there. Breach kicks it deep. Do you think we're going to get the Desperados back one day? You know, a lot of the arena football teams, we know that the Orlando Predators are coming back to the AFL, and we know the Warbirds are coming over. Would we ever get Dallas? I stole two of the names from arena football, the Desperados and the LA Kiss. Brought those names over, so we got 2 arena football team names in here. I always like Dallas Desperados. It's such a cool sounding name. And then I always like the idea behind the LA Kiss as well. I know it's a little weird to have 2 arena football team names, but I always was fascinated by the idea of the LA Kiss, of Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley owning a football team, and the pyro and all the craziness that goes with that, right? There's just something that was cool about that, the uniforms as well. And then the name was just so unique. Like, you know, you wouldn't think of the word like Kiss being for sports, you know? Like, oh, I play for the Kiss. But it's just such a cool, I don't know, it's just such an interesting, unique name, so I wanted to figure out a way to bring that back, and since we had a team with silver and black, I thought it was kind of the perfect opening, and then same thing, we needed a team for this Dallas squad, and thinking of all the different names that we could have done, and stuff, and I just got to thinking, you know, Dallas Desperados was a really cool name, and Jerry Jones owned it, so it falls into kind of the storyline we were doing with a lot of the teams, like in Tampa, where ownership kind of bought and all that stuff. So that's how Dallas Desperados and LA Kiss came to be here in the RXFL. Thanks for tuning in, guys, to the RXFL, as we want to take a brief moment to thank our Patreon members. We're going to do that at the beginning of every stream session. Eventually, we want to put an on-air graphic to thank our Patreon subscribers, but for right now, we're going to do the verbal thank you. So those of you that signed up at the Mega Fan and the Ultra Fan level, we want to thank you. A thank you to our Mega Fans, Justin Russell, Mr. Maple, Jonathan Harrigan, and a big thank you to Ultra Fan member K Duckman, who's got a Ultra Fan stream coming up. I believe next week we'll be doing his Ultra Fan stream. So if you guys want to be a part of the action, if you guys want to watch some extra RXFL games that have never been released to the public, the Sunday night football games as the RXFL is exclusive to our Patreon page. Do consider checking that out, and we just dropped hundreds of dollars on a new computer to try to up the streaming quality for you guys. So if you want to help support the channel, patreon.com/TBSports27. We give you a lot of extra content. You help support the channel. It kind of goes hand in hand as well. We'll shout you out as well. Any new subscribers that we get during our stream session, go ahead and subscribe on Twitch, twitch.tv, and let us know that you subscribed. We'll shout you out. Hopefully, if we can get the OBS running with a fresh computer, we'll have a little widget that'll pop up and put your name right on the screen when you follow along for us. So that would be pretty cool there. And subscribe. I know most of you are watching. Most of our viewership comes from YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit the thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate that as we continue to grow our YouTube numbers and looking to Look at this pass by Aaron Rodgers to Lynn Swann. That's a connection I think people were expecting to do a lot more damage this season. They got 1,000 yards between them, but it is between the rest of the team. Boy, they were not able to get going there. But yeah, we were talking about YouTube. Subscribe, thumbs up on YouTube to help us out, help us with the YouTube algorithm. We break these streams up, and maybe once we get to that number, you know, once we get to that 1,000 subscriber number we're looking at, we can upload these in full instead of doing them in parts, unless you guys like watching in parts. But we mainly do the parts for the YouTube algorithm. Aaron Rodgers, sacked by Randy Gradishar. He's had a really big season here for the Dallas Desperados. He came in quick and brought down Aaron Rodgers. So subscribe, follow, thumbs up, Patreon. Check out, we'll shout you out if you want to drop any Ko-Fi donations as well while we're streaming here. We'll shout you out live on the air. This is for Twitch, by the way. If you're watching on YouTube, we still appreciate the donation, and we will shout you out or at some point. But this is being broadcasted live on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, I completely forgot to. Yep, that's all on me. I was not paying attention, and I completely forgot to hold the joystick down. Whoops. Well, there you go. There's Columbus fans are yelling at me right now like, oh my God, he's throwing the game. That was a complete accident. So anyway, all that to be said, streaming live on Twitch, and we upload in parts on YouTube for you guys. So check us out at all those different places. So that was a big blunder. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I can find a way to give Vegas a freebie or something. If they lose by 3, that'll be questionable. But this is where they would have gotten the ball anyway on a kickoff. So we'll have to see. Calvin Ridley with the reception as he gets just up past the 20-yard line. And a tough Las Vegas Firebird squad, who you're going to see for the final time here. Stream them a couple times, and I think they have 2 games over on our Patreon page for you guys to check out. It is Patreon Sunday, so we're going to be uploading an NBA Playgrounds game as well to our Patreon page, so be on the lookout for that. Brett Favre on 3rd down. He's going to go one-on-one, and did he get enough? No, I don't know. It's Mike Stratton who just holds down Brett Favre on 4th and inches. Very, very close. So the Desperados punt this one away. So there you go. All's well that ends well. See our latest. Oh, our latest video is 47 views already. It's performing quite well. We'll have to get some more WWE content. It's interesting. We posted 3 videos of WWE on YouTube, and 2 of the videos performed terribly, and then one of them's done really well. So sometimes it's all about that. It's like, I hate to say it, but the clickbaity headline. That's what gets the people in. So we go back to Las Vegas, who are trying to make up for that terrible kick. They hand off to Willie Parker. And that's been a controversial decision as well, as they have elected to go with Willie Parker most of the season over Derrick Henry. First down, Aaron Rodgers. So we will wind time down here on the first quarter. Vegas going toe-to-toe with Dallas, but Dallas with the lead. And Rodgers to Lynn Swann, and another first down. So Rodgers and company looking good right now, moving the ball. It's 7-0 Desperados. Dallas clinches a postseason spot with the victory here today. Give to Willie Parker, and not much happening on the run there. Hasn't been a whole lot so far today for Willie Parker. Rodgers looking for Swan, and it's picked off. And it is going to be a desperado touchdown. And that has been about the story of the season so far for the Dallas Desperados. Rodgers looking for Rich Swan, and Butch Bird with the interception and takes it home. So, yeah, a lot of talk on the sideline. I don't know, Rodgers just felt like he had Rich Swan right there, but it certainly got away from him. So 14-0, and the Desperados find themselves in a fairly comfortable situation here. With that little bit of little extra 7 points.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
So everything was going good for Rodgers up until that point.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Rodgers. I was looking up some Butch Bird stats. Just all the accolades that he's had. He's one of the greatest interception return for touchdown guys. And he just proved it right there with that play, right? I mean, that's why he's up there as one of the best. Butch Bird. 3rd and 10 here. Rodgers pressure on, and Rodgers flips it down the field to Reggie Wayne. It was into double coverage, and it's incomplete. And Columbus sitting at home, feeling the nerves right now because Dallas puts this game in a really, really tough spot for the Firebirds to try to pull off a 3. And look at this, Caldwell on the punt return. A 3-touchdown comeback, and Caldwell comes up a little slow. It's not impossible, right? When you got Aaron Rodgers, it's never impossible. However, this is not a terribly skilled team, at least not that they've shown this season. So, and a very winnable game as well for Columbus against the Memphis Egyptians. Mark Ingram. Oh my God, look at the size difference there as Mark Ingram into the end zone. The size difference between Doug Atkins and Mark Ingram right there. That was nuts. So Mark Ingram into the end zone, and that'll make it a 3-score game. Ingram would have been crushed if Atkins caught him. So Columbus, as we said, now Memphis has gotten a lot better towards the second half of the season, but Memphis is another team that has not performed well, has not played well, and it's a very winnable game for the Columbus Aviators. But Dallas is cruising right now, and that'll be one less thing that the committee will have to talk about. Much like college football, we have a committee, and the committee is going to sit down and decide the tiebreakers. We have the obvious tiebreakers, which is if you win the head-to-head or win the head-to-head twice, then you get in, you qualify, you move on. But if that's tied, which the Dallas and Columbus season series is split one apiece, then we go to, look at that catch by Ingram. Then we go to our committee, much like college football, who will vote and decide on who gets the spot. And that's the situation we have in the National North, with Mexico City, Chicago, and St. Louis all with an 11-5 record, all different playoff scenarios. The committee is going to vote, and they're going to decide who gets that bye and who has to go to the wild card round. So committee takes it if Dallas loses and Columbus wins. If Dallas wins, they're in the playoffs. Man, Willie Parker, it is not doing. You know what? It's the last game of the season. They're down by 21. Willie Parker's not doing much. Guess what we're doing? We're going to go ahead and try it. We're going to throw him in. The people have been asking for it all season long. There's been some questionable things. Derrick Henry is going to come in and see if he can spark something. And you know what? Even for that matter, we're going to throw in another guy that's always had a lot of energy to him. Michael Pittman, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So we're going to finally get to see Derrick Henry, who has been back up all year long. And of course, you make the change and Willie Parker stays in the game. Classic Madden. Play action fake. Rodgers. Oh, he had Lynn Swann and Charles Peanut Tillman. Peanut didn't punch the ball away. You got to get that punch. Peanut Tillman comes in and gets the sack onto Aaron Rodgers, who had Lynn Swann. But Tillman, so quick, so fast, and was not picked up, untouched, unblocked, and it's 3rd and 22. So it's all gone south for the Las Vegas Firebirds since that opening drive that ended up in the missed field goal. And Rodgers going down the field again, and it's incomplete. So Rodgers started off like 6 of 7 or 6 of 9. And my goodness, it has just gone completely the wrong way. This is what Dallas wants going into the postseason, while Mexico City kind of shell-shocked a little bit going into the postseason with a loss. Caldwell back in the mix here after he came out injured for a moment of time. See, if we got the new Madden, if Madden 24 is a good Madden, we'd be able to give the Firebirds the black helmets that Arizona has, right? Those are pretty cool. But there's so many alternate uniforms and throwbacks and changes, so I do want to get the new Madden soon. I did not buy... You guys know I don't buy the new game every year, so Madden 21, 22 was off the table. And then 23 was just so glitchy, and there were so many bad things about it that I went ahead and avoided that one. But as we get to the end of this season, you know, maybe there's a way if someone makes a Legends roster for Madden 24, I'll be able to go in there and you know, maybe I can go in there and recreate some of these rosters as best I can. We'll have to see. But right now, it's all Dallas. We're going to focus on this Madden in this game and the Dallas Desperados, and Pierre Garçon brings that one in, and Brett Favre, perfect on the day, 6 of 6. Look at this. A lot of people packed at the line. Favre changing things up, seeing that the pressure was coming. And that was something Rodgers didn't do on the last play. And Hunter Henry with another grab. And, boy, Brett Favre right now out-dueling Aaron Rodgers. And this is actually, you know, I can't believe I went this far without saying it. We're almost at halftime. But this is, I mean, the battle we never got to see. Favre versus Rodgers, right? Did we ever see a Vikings versus Packers game? Someone let me know in the comments. Let me know what game, what year, but this is Favre versus Rodgers. I guess I can Google it right now. Favre versus Rodgers. Did we ever have a Favre versus Rodgers game? I don't know if they ever played each other. I typed in Favre versus Rodgers online and nothing came up, so this might be the first, so that'll have to be the thumbnail. Favre versus Rodgers, playoffs on the line. And right now, Favre taking it to Aaron Rodgers. Look at this. Oh, my God. I mean, it's right now, they're just rolling. Ernie Conwell. Is that his first grab of the game? I believe it is. Yes, it is. 20 yards to Conwell. And this is kind of the situation Vegas has been in all year long. Favre gets rid of it. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Brett Favre on the run, hit from behind, gets it into the hands of Chuck Muncie. And it's looking like one less stream we're going to have for you guys. Unless there's some kind of crazy Minnesota Vikings-like comeback here. The Desperados look like they're going to clinch the National East. We still have to decide the North, and we still have to decide the South. If the Atlanta Dirty Birds defeat the Salt Lake City Elks, then it goes to the committee's decision between Atlanta and Tampa. I believe Atlanta would be in, and they would win the South, but it would be committee choice, much like it is the North.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
We already know the West has been won. The National West won by the Portland Lumberjacks, who have been the dominant team, only one loss all season long. Toronto Huskies are Northern champions on the American side.
All day, every day, any day.
Rodgers, quick pass to Ingram. And that'll get us to the 2-minute warning. You know Rodgers isn't giving up, and it looks bleak. It looks bleak right now, right? But look at it this way. If Vegas scores, they can get the ball in the second half and score again. It's just like that. It's a 2-touchdown game. Then you get one possession stop. You score again, and it's a 1-score game. And then you're right back at it. Rodgers sneaks it in there, and incomplete. So Derrick Henry finally getting his moment with the Vegas Firebirds, and now they're in a situation where they got to throw it every down. Reggie Wayne brings that one in. So see, that field goal for Vegas didn't even matter. We'll see if it ends up mattering at all towards the end here. Rodgers. Touchdown, Lynn Swann. That was a beautiful drive, and Vegas Firebird fans are probably sitting at home wondering, what the heck? What the heck happened? Where was this all game? That was a drive. They gave the Desperados, though, some time on the clock, so it is something to be aware of here. Puts this one away. Caldwell brings it in.
All day, baby, all day.
28-7 as we're getting towards the end of the first half of this video. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, as Favre is going to get sacked by John Randall, and Vegas will take a timeout. They want to try to steal some possessions here. So now if you're Dallas, it's almost like you got to kind of work to try to get that first down, because you're going to give Vegas the ball back. That was a pretty big sack, because Vegas might get the ball back at midfield unless Dallas can pick up some yards there. And another timeout called by Vegas. So the Firebirds looking for something here. You guys are watching this one on YouTube. Part 2 will come to you guys tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, stay right there, because we're going to keep on streaming. Was that caught? Incomplete, and Vegas is going to get the ball back. Look at this. Don't look now, but the Vegas Firebirds, if you get a touchdown on this possession, a whole lot changes all of a sudden. That was a big sack by John Randall. We'll see what Aaron Rodgers can do with it. 1 timeout. 57 seconds on the clock. Wide open is Ingram, and he drops it. Evan Ingram is going to make Aaron Rodgers a very frustrated man. Let's see if he can make up for it, and he does. Ingram makes up for it there with that grab.
Let's go.
30 seconds here. Rodgers to the corner. Rich Swann makes the catch. Lynn Swann. I think I called him Rich Swann. So they go ahead and take the timeout. So this is kind of critical here. No timeouts left for Vegas. Oh, can he make it? Parker? Oh, they're going to say he's short. They got to run a play. They spiked it with 1 second left. Are you kidding me? They got the second. They got it. Oh, look at this. Vegas is going to go for it. Oh, they don't have any I formation play. They got some goal line. Okay. Vegas is going to go for it. Why not? You have nothing to play for other than to play spoiler. Derrick Henry, touchdown, Firebirds. And all of a sudden, this game that looked like a complete blowout has gotten very, very interesting going into the second half. You got something to come back for. Can the comeback happen? Firebirds, once down 28-0, take a 14-point deficit into the half. Can the Vegas Firebirds pull off the comeback and force a do-or-die game with Columbus? Do come back, second half, streaming tomorrow right here on YouTube. We'll see you guys then. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss a second of the action. Follow on Twitch. Check us out at Patreon. See you guys tomorrow.